Well, well, well. Fancy meeting you here, Kelly. 5 years ago, you left town, and I had no idea what happened to you after that. And now here you are, tucked away working admin at some tiny company out in the middle of nowhere? And what are the chances, right? Out of all the people in the world, you end up becoming my coworker. Unreal. What's it to you? It's been 5 years since you blew everything up, you stole my husband, I got divorced, and I left town. Yeah, but you know what? I've been living my own life here. I've made peace with it. More than that, I've actually been happy. And then today happened. The sales department has been making this huge fuss over their new hire, and that new hire turns out to be you. Is this some kind of cosmic joke at my expense? Why on earth do I have to reshare a break room with the person who set fire to my entire life? Okay, whoa, hang on. Set fire to your entire life? That's a bit much, don't you think? We used to be best friends, Kelly. Doesn't that count for anything? Don't even try to play the best friends card with me. I'm not some kind of saint who just forgets and forgives because we used to share secrets in high school. You went after my husband. You were supposed to have my back, and instead you stabbed me in it. Look, can't we just start fresh or something? I just moved to this town. I don't know anyone. I've got no friends here, and I'm honestly feeling really lost. When I found out I got hired at the same company where my best friend worked, I was, relieved. Like there was one familiar face in the crowd, and that's enough, you know? Stop calling me your best friend. I am not. Seriously, every time I hear that come out of your mouth, I feel sick to my stomach. Wow, that's pretty harsh. Whatever, you got hired, so I guess there's nothing I can do about it. But listen to me carefully. I have absolutely nothing to say to you outside of work stuff. Don't text me, don't wave at me in the hallway, don't even think about making small talk by the coffee machine. Got it? Good. We're done. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly! Hey, Kelly, are you seriously ignoring me? Come on, this is about work, you know? Kinda. So I feel like you could at least give me the courtesy of a reply. That's not asking too much, right? If it's work-related, then you can wait until we're back in work hours to talk to me about it. I'm already home for the day, and I don't really feel like dealing with you right now. Yeah, I get that, but this is one of those things where the sooner you know, the better. What? Okay, so I heard something in the break room today. Apparently you're married again and your husband is the company's CEO? I was just getting coffee when the old gossip crew was going off about it. And say what you want, but those women live for drama and they're weirdly well informed. So I figured, might as well check if it's true. Why exactly do you think you're entitled to know anything about my personal life? It's clear this is not about work stuff, so I'm putting down my phone now. Again with that tone. You are so grumpy. But I can't help but notice you didn't deny it, which means it's true, huh? You really are married to the CEO. That is so unreal. I cannot believe I lost out to you again. You, one of the frumpiest, grumpiest, dumpiest women I know, getting the polished elite CEO. God, that sounds like the plot for a bad sitcom. Why are you acting like this? Because you're clearly trying to hide it. You're sneaky, but you're not exactly subtle. Well, I guess I never really was intending to hide it. I just don't feel the need to make a public announcement about who I'm married to. That's kind of a normal boundary. But as long as we're talking about being bad at hiding things, it's obvious to me what you're thinking right now. Oh yeah? And what is that, pray tell? You're thinking that this time you're going to succeed where you failed last time. You're going to try to steal the real CEO from me. Oh, wow, you figured it out already? After all the last time you did this, you somehow got the idea in your head that my husband was slated to take the CEO position when the previous guy retired. So you slept with him and rubbed it in my face, then just 3 days after we divorced, the truth came out. My husband wasn't the one they picked for the job, it was his younger brother. He was just a regular old mid-level employee, and that's where he was going to stay. And so you unceremoniously ditched him. Okay, I'll admit that one was rough, even for me, but he straight up lied to me, you know? How do you think I felt going out of my way to seduce your husband only to find out he was worthless? Oh, give me a break. You didn't get tricked. You just didn't do your homework. And now here you are, back at it again. You seriously need to calm down. No, not this time. This time I am going to take your husband. And this time I'm not taking some average Joe from you. No, I'm getting the real thing. And then I'll look down on you from my penthouse suite while you're crying your eyes out over the life you lost. Too bad for you. That plan is already dead in the water. What's that supposed to mean? Because guess what? I already told him everything. He knows exactly who you are and what you're like. So what? Let's see if he still turns me down after he sees my feminine assets. It won't matter. He's not the kind of man who falls for desperation wrapped in makeup. No matter how hard you throw yourself at him, it's not gonna work. We'll see about that. Do you have any idea what I've been through these last 5 years? I have been drowning in debt. I bet everything on hitting the jackpot when I made your husband mine, and then I lost everything. You could have avoided that fate pretty easily, so pardon me if I'm not too sympathetic. You screwed me just as much as your ex did. You should have told me the truth about him before I slept with him. Well, I'm not going to let you get away with that. I'm going to show everyone that I still have what it takes. Even after 5 years, I'm still a better woman than you'll ever be. Seeing you the other day, still looking like some frumpy backwater office clerk, only made me more confident. So I hope you're ready for payback, Kelly, because your husband is going to be mine before the end of the year. Good grief. Hey, Kelly, wakey wakey. I just thought I'd let you know that I followed through on my promise. You can consider your husband stolen. Huh? You heard me. I was already making moves on him back in the first month I started working at your company. At first it was little things, subtle flirting, brushing hands. Oopsie, I'm so sorry. God, men are such suckers for that stuff. And guess what? He started responding. When I touched him, he touched back. When I winked, he winked back. So I went for it, invited him out for drinks, just the two of us. And that night was the beginning of our relationship. It's been 6 months now. 6 full months since I've taken him from you. We've kept it quiet at work. Nobody suspected a thing. And you had no idea, not a clue. Your precious husband told me last night he doesn't even care about his wife anymore. And for the record, I'm still with him right now. We haven't left each other's side since last night. So, just to clarify, the man you're with, the one you claim is my husband, that's definitely not him. What? Last night he came home straight after work. We had dinner together, watched a bit of TV, took a bath, and went to bed. Today's Saturday, so he's still fast asleep in our bedroom. He told me not to wake him until at least 10. So I'm going to go ahead and say you're either very, very mistaken or lying. Which is it? Oh, please, it's neither. You're the one who's lying. Sounds like you don't believe me. I did my homework this time, Kelly. I know this is the guy. All right, then I guess you've just mistaken then. I don't know which poor executive you dragged into this mess, but it is not my husband. And if he's married, I'd suggest you stop while you still can. Didn't you just tell me you got deep in debt after you seduced my husband? You're really ready to dive back into that mess again? You don't need to lecture me. I know what I'm doing this time. I made absolutely sure that he was the CEO before I made a move, so I don't need to worry about a thing. He'll pay off my old debt for me, and I'll be free to spend as much of his money as I want. We're not even married yet, and I'm already having so much fun. Exactly what is so fun about stealing people's husbands? Excuse me? What do you mean, people's husbands? I've never stolen a man from any people, just you. I'm not a people? No, you're a dirty, rotten snake, and I only seduced your husbands because they were your husbands. Huh? You always get the best guys. It's not fair. I'm not sure what you mean. My ex was never all that impressive of a guy. You just thought that he was. What was I supposed to think? He was the oldest son in the family, and his dad was the CEO. Obviously, I thought he was going to be next in line for the job. Wow, so you're saying you're motivated by a combination of jealousy and impulsiveness? Shut up! I don't care what you think anymore. All that matters is that your husband is mine now. And once he divorces you and married me, you can wave goodbye to your exquisite life of luxury. Oh boy. God, I can't believe you, Kelly. You seriously went and got married again without telling your new husband you've already been divorced once? Do you even understand how shady that is? What are you going on about now? You'll know soon enough. I told your husband all about your sordid little past, and he was furious. He said if he'd known, he never would have married you in the first place. So he's divorcing you right away and marrying me instead. That's funny, because I told my husband everything a long time ago. He knows all of it, so none of that information would be a surprise to him. Well, he says otherwise. According to him, you never told him a thing. So what's the truth here? Is this one of those things where you were always planning to tell the truth, but you kept finding excuses not to? No, that's absolutely not the case. You seem pretty confident about that. I've even vented to him about your obnoxious messages lately. You think I'd complain about you to my husband if he didn't already know the whole story? Nah, I don't believe you. And listen, Judy, I think this has gone far enough. It's long past time for you to realize you're making a huge mistake. What mistake? What are you even talking about? The usual suspects in the office's gossip mill are all over your little affair. It's basically front page news at this point. Oh, that? Yeah, that's not gossip, actually. Meaning what exactly? Isn't it obvious? I've been purposefully getting up close and personal with your husband in front of everyone. I wanted everyone to know about us. Yeah, I guess you have been acting pretty audacious about the whole thing. But seriously, what's even the issue anymore? As of 1 month ago, the company president is single again. He divorced you, remember? And just this morning, I filed our marriage certificate on the way into work. As of today, I'm officially the CEO's wife. Dear God, Judy, you are something else. Honestly, I figured you would have noticed by now, especially when you saw the name badge I'm wearing around the office. It literally has my new last name on it. I thought maybe that would clue you in, but I guess you're as slow as ever. Your last name? As of 2 days ago, you're the former Mrs. Clarkson. And now that you're divorced, you must be back to using your maiden name again. Actually, no. My last name is Walters now. Huh? What? I remarried 2 years ago, and my new husband's last name is Walters. And I got my name tags changed out right after we got married, so I've been known around the office as Kelly Walters ever since. Wait. What are you saying? The CEO's name is Clarkson. Isn't that your husband? I mean, if your last name is Walters, that means you have the same last name as the CEO of our parent company. That's right. Jack Walters, the CEO of our company's parent company, is my husband. What? You are very slow, so let me spell it all out for you. You heard through the rumor mill that I was married to the CEO and immediately assumed I was married to Clarkson, the CEO of our company. You got all worked up, but you never once stopped to confirm which company's CEO they were actually talking about. That's pretty sloppy for someone who claims to have done their homework this time. Oh no. And while we're at it, I feel like I need to defend an innocent woman's honor here. Clarkson's ex-wife, the one you bad-mouthed to get his attention, she was absolutely his first and only wife when they got married. She didn't lie about anything. That's a fact. Oh my God. But unfortunately, he ended up believing that you were talking about his wife when you were actually talking about me, so he decided to divorce that poor woman. And that reminds me, I know you spread that lie around the office too, so if you'd like to avoid a defamation suit, I suggest you get right to work correcting the record. Wait, hold on, please, just give me a second here. So you're telling me I married the wrong president? I completely misread the situation, and now I'm stuck with the wrong guy. Meanwhile, your actual husband turns out to be the president of the parent company? But that means that your husband is a way better catch than the guy I'm with right now. Is that really what you should be the most concerned about at a time like this? Of course it is. That's the only reason I went this far. Well, I have to admit, you're right about one thing. My husband is quite the catch. He's sweet, charming, and always puts my needs before everything else. I'm not interested in hearing you gush about your husband, Kelly. My sincerest apologies. Actually, maybe this isn't the worst thing, come to think of it. Oh yeah? And why is that? Considering how deep in debt I've been, just clawing my way out of that financial hell, he can pay that all off for me, so I guess there's one silver lining. Plus, now that I quit my job to be a full-time housewife for him, I won't have to see your smug little face at work anymore. So yeah, this does kinda suck. Actually, it sucks a lot, but I suppose we'll just have to call this one a draw. You're a CEO's wife, and now I am too. It's still something, right? About that, you do know Clarkson isn't CEO anymore, right? Wait, what? Yeah, he got removed. He was pushed out pretty decisively, I might add. Removed? Like, fired? It wasn't even that subtle. The board of directors met and officially decided to strip him of his title. It was unanimous, apparently. You've got to be kidding me! Why? Come on, what did you expect? The guy was married and messing around with a younger employee right out in the open. And not just flirting, he was blatantly, publicly cozying up with you during work hours. He was literally blowing off his job to go play office romance with you. He was the one person who has the highest responsibility to uphold company policy, and instead he was breaking every rule in the book. Of course they gave him the boot. And another thing, he only got to be CEO in the first place because he married the former CEO's daughter. Now that they've divorced, that whole connection's gone. Okay, so Clarkson, he's not CEO anymore? That's right. Then, what is he? Unemployed. No, he's unemployed? Effective at the end of business today. Yeah, he didn't just lose his title, he lost everything. He got kicked out of his house, too. Turns out it was in his ex-wife's name. Wait, you mean the giant mansion was his wife's? Yep, that was her family's house. She was born and raised there. No way. You're telling me that whole lifestyle was never even his to begin with? I was dreaming about living in that mansion. I thought it was part of the deal. But wait, there's more. He's gonna have to pay alimony. Well, yeah, I figured as much, but he should have plenty of money left even after the divorce, right? Not so much. Turns out he got caught secretly spending from their shared account, financial misconduct. The court decided that he spent so much on himself and you that his wife gets to keep just about everything else. This can't be happening. I warned you, but you just had to chase after someone else's husband, and this is where it got you. No, this isn't fair. You're telling me I'm about to go right back to drowning in debt? I'm going to end up living paycheck to paycheck again? I can't say for sure how bad it'll be, but let's just say you might have to give up on your dream of being a pampered housewife in a penthouse suite. No, I don't want to be broke. Classic case of someone letting resentment override reason. She lost all perspective, lashed out blindly, and spiraled into chaos of her own making. Her brief marriage to the now former CEO Clarkson fell apart practically overnight. Over 3 nights, actually. They got divorced just 3 days later. A part of me, I'll admit, feels a flicker of pity. We were once close enough that I considered her one of my best friends. But what happened was no one's fault but her own. She made her choices, and now she can deal with the fallout. From what I've heard, even her own parents have disowned her. So she's got no one left to rely on but herself. Just days ago, she was sure that she was out of her spiraling debt crisis for good, but now it's just gotten even worse. Believe it or not, she even tried to cozy up to my husband afterward. Unfortunately, however, she would soon learn that my husband is not the type to hold his tongue with malicious people like her. She waited for him outside his office and immediately started putting the moves on him, only for him to give her the single most biting, vicious shutdown of her life. She broke down crying and ran away into the night. And that's the last we've heard from her.